Hi guys, I'm Joe and welcome to Access A-List. Now first up, Lindsay Lohan was seen carrying a leather-bound copy of the Quran on her first day of community service, prompting speculation that she may have converted to Islam. However, this might not be the case because despite reading the Muslim text, she's apparently not fully converting. A spokesperson for Lindsay said, "To my knowledge, she's not considering fully converting to Islam, but I know she has been taking a keen interest in Arab culture of late." They added that Lohan had upcoming projects in the Middle East and was keen to learn the language. She also spent some time in Dubai earlier this year and became interested in their way of life, the spokesperson said. Lohan was recently mocked for posting a picture on Instagram, mistaking the Arabic words "you're a donkey" for "I'm beautiful." She later explained that the slip-up was an inside joke with a friend while she was learning the language. Now, Lohan was raised a Catholic, but is reported to have previously dabbled in Scientology and Kabbalah, and described herself as a very spiritual person to Oprah Winfrey, and added that she had become more spiritual as time has gone on. Other high-profile converts to Islam include Cat Stevens, Jemima Goldsmith and Mike Tyson. Now, Lindsay has had a difficult few years involving spells in jail and rehab, and a well-documented struggle with alcohol. Now, Islam preaches abstinence from drinking, and the Quran calls alcohol an abomination. The Cannes Film Festival is underway in the south of France, with Michael Fassbender and Natalie Portman among the notables attending. Other stars, among them Cate Blanchett and Matthew McConaughey, are expected to appear during the 12-day event. However, there is early controversy around this year's festival, as the lineup has been criticised for including a number of films by European filmmakers that feature both Hollywood stars and English language dialogue. They include Youth from Italy's Paolo Sorrentino, which stars Michael Caine and Harvey Keitel as old friends vacationing in the Alps, and another contentious title is The Lobster from Greece's Yorgos Lanthimos, which was shot in Dublin and has a cast including Colin Farrell. The Guardian's Steve Rose wrote, "Looking at this year's official selection, an Anglophone virus appears to be on the rampage. When filmmakers from France and Italy start to make movies in English, you begin to worry." However, there is more positivity around the development of female filmmakers, with director Emmanuelle Bercot only the second woman to win the coveted opening night slot since the festival began in 1946, and Hollywood star Natalie Portman will be presenting a special screening of her feature directorial debut, A Tale of Love and Darkness, about the early years of Israel. Now, Rooney Mara and Cate Blanchett play women in love in Carol, directed by Todd Haynes. There's a lot of controversy around this film, as today Cate Blanchett gave an interview saying that she actually has had all-female relationships in the past. Some much-needed publicity for the movie. And in other news, Michael Fassbender stars in the most anticipated film of the festival, Macbeth. Top Gear stars Jeremy Clarkson, James May and Richard Hammond took a step closer to moving to ITV. After it emerged, the three presenters, along with the show's former exec producer Andy Willman, held talks with the network's programme chief Peter Fincham on Wednesday evening. Top Gear pulled in an average of 6 million viewers on BBC Two, about 2/3 of those men, and a new motoring show fronted by the three would provide ITV with a much-needed bump in its male viewing figures. Clarkson, Willman and the show's other presenters have also been linked with a move to US video-on-demand service Netflix, with the programme, which has global appeal shown in more than 200 countries, being seen as a natural fit for the worldwide subscription service. However, an ITV spokesman said last night, "We haven't commented and aren't planning to comment on the continual Top Gear speculation which is swirling around the television industry," while presenter James May ruled out a return to the BBC Two show last month, saying it would be lame to do it with a surrogate Jeremy. With Clarkson and his fellow presenters on board, Top Gear was one of the BBC's most valuable properties, generating about £50 million a year, and a new format is thought to be worth even more, hence the scuffle over signing the trio. Nick Fradiani is the latest winner of American Idol. The 29-year-old rocker beat 22-year-old vocalist Clark Beckham to win the 14th edition of the Fox Talent competition. "This is amazing," Fradiani told Idol host Ryan Seacrest. "This is the best day of my life. I can't even think right now." Fradiani told host Seacrest all of this after he informed him he had received the most viewer votes. He joins such champions as Carrie Underwood, Kelly Clarkson, Philip Phillips and Chris Allen, as well as one final winner to be determined next year, as Fox announced earlier this week that the next season would be the last for American Idol. The show's finale featured performances from Ricky Martin, Michael McDonald and Steven Tyler, as well as judges Jennifer Lopez, Keith Urban and Harry Connick Jr. But the once blockbuster singing contest, which hit a peak of 30.3 million viewers in 2005, is now averaging 9.15 million viewers an episode. Lopez, Urban and Connick Jr. are due back in the judges' chairs for the next and final Idol season, and Ryan Seacrest will be on hosting duties one last time. To Arab Idol now, and winner Hazem Sharif and finalist Haitham Khalailah are set to release their debut singles soon. A statement released by their record label, the Dubai-based Platinum Records, said both singers hit the studio recently to record their respective solo works, with Sharif shooting an accompanying video clip. Now, Syrian Sharif's track was composed by Nahad Najjar and produced by Hadi Sharara, and the video was shot in Beirut. As for Palestinian Khalailah, the statement said his untitled track is presently undergoing final touches and is also produced by Sharara. Now, despite the strong competition between the pair during last year's Arab Idol, both singers went on to form a tight bond off-screen and recently completed a joint tour of North America and Canada. Now, we've reached the 10th anniversary of the stunningly successful stage play Billy Elliot, and Sir Elton John is planning a movie adaptation of the theatrical hit. The original film came out in 2000 and starred Jamie Bell in the title role as the boy from a tough mining town who just wanted to dance. Speaking after the show's 10th anniversary performance, Sir Elton told the BBC it would be lovely to do a film version. There are other songs that we had to leave out of the musical that would be great in the film. The birthday show in London on Tuesday night featured performances by 6 Billy Elliot actors, past and present, and the show, with songs written by Sir Elton, was penned by Lee Hall and directed by Stephen Daldry, the same creative team behind the Oscar-nominated 2000 film which starred Jamie Bell. The stage musical first opened at the Victoria Palace Theatre on the 12th of May 2005 and has since been seen by 10 million people worldwide. Speaking after Tuesday's gala performance, Sir Elton joked he would like to play the eccentric grandmother in the new film, adding, "You can only do so much on stage with the material you've got and the length of the show. So I think if one did a movie of this show, it would be nice to change some things and maybe put something fresh in." As always, we finish with films. Here's this week's new releases. First up, Mad Max Fury Road is a 2015 update of the much-loved cult action series that made Mel Gibson a star. Tom Hardy stars in the title role as an escaped prisoner of a brutal warlord in this post-apocalyptic action flick. I haven't seen the original films and do understand that fans of that series have loved this, but in my view, this film is a relentless onslaught of meaningless action with no character development, appalling dialogue and a minimal attempt at narrative. I found everything about this film infuriating and pointless, so if you didn't like the originals, you might not like this either. Next up, Pitch Perfect 2 is the sequel to the surprise 2012 hit, and breakout star Anna Kendrick reprises her role as Becca, as does the hilarious Rebel Wilson as Fat Amy. This time around, the musical has us back with the Bard and Bellas as they enter an international competition that no American group has ever won. In a world of musicals that take themselves far too seriously, a sing-along with a sense of humour is a welcome change. And something different to end on, A Royal Night Out tells the bizarre, true story of the night of VE Day 1945, when Princesses Elizabeth and Margaret were allowed out, incognito, to join the celebrations and experience excitement, danger and romance along the way. Now, it's a thoroughly British affair and has a first-rate cast, including Emily Watson, Rupert Everett and Roger Allam. It's a nice change of pace and maybe something for a Sunday night at the cinema. That's it from this week's Access A-List, and as always, for all the latest showbiz news from all over the globe, check out levant.tv and follow us on Twitter at Access A-List. And I promise you next week, my voice will be back to normal. Now, this week, we thought we'd play you out with the trailer for Tomorrowland, the story of a curious teen and an inventor who set out to find a miraculous place and time where they can change the world. It stars George Clooney, and it's in UK cinemas next week. My name's Joe. See you next time.
A secret place where nothing was impossible.
No way.
miraculous place where you could actually change the world.